And we're live, finally. Hi, folks. How is everybody doing? Welcome to my channel. I'm Heather Dewey Pettit, and we can just go into it. Why not? Let's see. I am a writer, editor, and artist, and I am a let's see. I'm sorry. I am a freelance writer, editor, and artist. Yes. Okay. As a writer, I also am writing a young adult fantasy. As an editor, I am a freelance copy editor and proofreader. And as far as art, I do a variety of things, including watercolor, etc. Charlie?
Hello, my name is Charlie. I write as C.E. Dorset. I am currently working on developing a space opera that I really want to write, and hopefully it's not going to be nasty with me this time, because last time I tried to write it, I got like 3 chapters in, and it was just like, just wanted all the characters to die. So hopefully it'll be better this time. I'm also uploading episodes to the new podcast that I launched today, so I'm very excited and very confused because I'm already getting emails of like it's up in the directory already, and I'm just like, that takes weeks. What do you mean it's up? But yeah, I'm working on stuff.
Hi, I'm Bonnie. My channel is Bonnie Phillips Writes, and I am working to publish my first fiction novel, and I also do nonfiction copywriting work occasionally, and I am ready to get writing.
Cool. And so we've had a few people come in. Excuse me, a few people come in already. Excuse me, including CB.
Hello, CB.
And Devin came in. Hello. And
it's officially a stream.
Ritson, excuse me. Exactly. It's not a stream without Devin. Hello. And hi, Glory. How are you? How is everybody? And let's see. I'm just going ahead and grabbing another tab here, and I can start sharing that in just a second, so we can get things set up for sprinting.
I just want to say before we get sprinting, like to everybody out there, I don't know what's going around AuthorTube today, but I noticed it first when I was watching Marcus's stream earlier today, and then on Tamara's. Like everybody, there seems to be a funk that has hit all the writers, no matter where they are in the world today. And I know we were talking about that before we went live on this one, and I was talking with some people on the Discord about it earlier. There's a weird funk going on. Like we'll get through this. Like everything's going to be all right. But
every little thing.
Yeah. Like I just want to say, like, if you're feeling the funk and you feel like you're the only one, you're not the only one going through it right now. Like we all are. So together we'll get some words done today. But it's really weird because it seems to have hit like all the writers today. Because every stream I've watched and every writer I've talked to has been like, I'm in a funk today. It's just weird. There's something in the air. But you're not alone, and we're here, and we're going to get all the words.
I'm glad you're good, CB. I'm glad you had a great day.
Because you deserve one, because you just had that problem with your document and everything. So, like, you deserve
it. Right.
Last week.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So, let's see. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Some people have been in a funk lately. Yeah, kind of like myself, just kind of like doing a lot of things. Pretty busy, and also my internet was down for a little while today. So what did I do? Bake a cake.
I think it could be due to adjusting to the shorter days, less sunlight. I think maybe
That
that's
could be.
part of it.
That
I
could
think
be.
that's probably a big part of it.
That's a good idea, CB. Hi, Eva.
Eva, it probably
You blame
is.
my gremlins?
No, she's probably blaming my gremlins because my gremlins like appear on camera from time to time. And I will say that after my stream yesterday, we were up in the backstage talking until well after midnight, and somebody may have fed a gremlin, and that may be part of it. So I'm sorry for that, but I'm also not sorry for that because it was a really good conversation.
It's always nice.
That's kind of why Friday became a forever stream, because we just realized like nobody streams after me for a while, and we're going to talk for hours anyway. Why not just leave the cameras on?
I love Fridays. I almost pulled up my fan fiction tonight instead of tomorrow, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on that story.
See, I'm debating on that for today because I haven't really written in a while because I'm doing planning. And after I get the podcast done, I'm getting the podcast done today. That's going to be done today. But after that, I have a look over of somebody's critique that I promised to do, and then I'm probably just going to run off into, I don't know, some weird fanfic craziness just to have some fun.
I am still writing a short paragraph for every chapter of my Nano story in my outline. So
I think that's a really smart idea.
Still working on that. Slowly.
So, well, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas, as they say. Let me see here. I'll go ahead and share my screen with Google.
I think I have to read over this a little bit.
Maybe I'll just keep it simple and do the Google timer. What do we want to start with? 15 or 20?
I think it's always good to start with a 15 unless you've been going for a while, because you need to get the cobwebs blown out of your brain.
I agree with that.
And I know, at least for me, I left my tea in the other room because I'm really smart. So that's the first thing I'm doing.
That's okay.
We'll see if I'm awake enough just from hot chocolate. If I get an espresso, I know I'm going to be up all night, but
yeah,
I might be okay.
happened to me. That happened to me. I drank something, and it was definitely had a lot of strong coffee in it, and I was up late, probably till like 2 o'clock in the morning at least. But anyway, are we ready?
I am ready. I am
okay.
ready.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Beep-de-de-dee, 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 beep-de-de-dee. Somebody
Wow.
forgot to turn my timer off.
All right. How did everybody do? What did everybody do? I'm still planning. So
I
that's
got the
what I
last.
did.
I got the last of the episodes that I needed to move over. So, yay!
There you go.
I added from here to here of written words.
There you go.
So
We're good. All words are good.
just
You
pretty
got
much
anybody?
pretty much outlining this scene
Okay.
in chapter 7 right now.
Okay. Yeah. I have some things I need to outline. But okay, I've had some other priorities going on. But I will be probably doing that on your stream, Charlie, this weekend.
Nice.
I am looking forward to just like a very chill stream that hopefully I don't get a copyright claim for this week.
Did that happen to you?
Yeah,
Why
the
would you do that,
timer
Charlie?
that I made got a copyright claim against it, even though I
Hmm.
licensed all the stuff that's in it and paid Canva Pro for it. So I'm happy. Needless to say, I'm not using that timer anymore because
That's understandable.
That wasn't the
So do this.
Monster Mash one, was it?
it was the one with the lady holding the skull. It was the sound that was in there, which was licensed from there.
It wasn't the 100 Monster one though, right?
No.
Oh, that's good.
No, it was the one that I used for the count-in.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm
I don't know if I
a
saw
little
that.
miffed about it because
I would be.
I don't understand why I'm paying a service for the right to license music if I
Mhm.
get copyright claimed for using the music that I licensed.
Right.
But
That's
the YouTube, I looked at what it would take for me to actually dispute the claim, and it's just too much. Like, it's not going to hurt my channel. I didn't get a strike, so it's not going to hurt my channel. It's just, oh wow, I can't put ads on that particular video. Well, I can't put ads on any video, so. And I doubt if I ever get the ability to put ads on things, I'm going to go back and be like, I'm going to add them to all of my old stuff because, that just seems like too much work. So
I feel for CB, she has to hold on to hot chocolate for a whole month. I would never be able to do that. She said she's saving it for Nano.
That's hard.
Yeah.
CB, is that in one sprint? Did you get 611 in this one sprint? Are you doing voice to text now?
Yeah.
Because that's all the snaps. Like, that's amazing.
Gosh.
I might move over to my story.
When everybody was talking about that the other day or yesterday or whenever that was, we were all talking about Dragon and all the things.
Yeah.
It's
really handy because as long as you know what your scenes are about, I can get like 900 words every 20 minutes.
Yep.
Using
I am outlining with details of breakdowns of the scenes, right?
Yeah, using voice to text, I can get about like we do like a 25-minute timer on the channel. If I'm using, you can tell if I'm typing or using voice to text that day because if my numbers are around 7 to 900, then I'm using voice, and if it's under that, I typed.
I like to use the voice to text there, the dictation when I'm trying to take stuff from handwritten notebooks to document. Even though I have to edit it after, but it's just easier to read it in.
Yeah.
Agreed.
CB is very much amazing. And I am so here for the pepperoni, even though I'm kind of a Cap stan. And it's not like Captain America from the comics. I'm just like really into Chris Evans to an unhealthy degree. But
I have these hidden down here, so.
But it's understandable.
One
It's
docu sleep this morning too.
understandable. What?
Docu sleep. You give him 1 or 2 this morning.
One. Yes, one. Yes. Hubby crash.
I'm being goofy tonight.
I want to be goofy, but
Yeah.
I just don't have it in me.
Well, let's put it in you, Charlie.
Well, then again, some other people made the mistake of like
Anyway.
daring me to bring my goth out. And I'm like, you really don't want that. Like, you really don't want that.
Then you, CB, you must have, I don't know, you must be able to type 70 plus words a minute.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is phenomenal. My fingers don't
I,
work that fast.
I know what you mean. I mean, I can type really quickly when I'm excited about something, when I'm,
Sure.
and the words are just flowing. Yes, I understand.
Yes. Did I hear my name called? Is someone summoning me?
Yeah. I
take
wanted to apologize for that comment.
I take payment in lambs.
It's not Friday yet. Right.
See, I have an idea for a new fanfic that I don't know if I can write or not. Or like, I know I can write it. I don't know if I should write it or not. And I can't say the name of it on Heather's stream. So I respect you too much, Heather, but I have very little respect for myself. So watch my stream tomorrow and you will hear the very inappropriate name of the fanfic I'm thinking of starting to write tomorrow.
CB, will you tell us what copy typing is? Do you mean that you're literally copying what you hand wrote? I'm curious.
Oh,
So-
and I wanted to correct myself. The Wattpad story had 123, not 132. I went back and checked the numbers, so I mixed that up. I wanted to correct myself. I felt bad.
See, once upon a time, I had a Shavian keyboard and I absolutely loved it, but you have to learn the Shavian letters. It's a phonetic alphabet that George Bernard Shaw developed for the English language. And I was so much quicker at typing with that. But the software I used that translated Shavian to English doesn't work anymore. So I can't use that keyboard, but it was much quicker for me to type with. And I miss it.
Interesting. I read somewhere that Melville Dewey wanted to change a lot of things of how people spelled things.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard about that.
George Bernard Shaw just had a problem with our alphabet and thought that English was too hard to learn because our letters make too many sounds. And so he basically constructed a really elegant, beautiful alphabet that every letter has exactly one sound. And it works really, really well, but you have to be a crazy kooky person like me who knows that George Bernard Shaw did this and then became obsessed enough with it to teach it to yourself and become part of the very, very small, like there are more people that know Esperanto than this. And like weird, but it's beautiful. But it's hard to get people to like change their alphabet.
I bet.
Sure.
Well, the last major time that happened, it took like the Soviet Union because Lenin wanted Russian to be easier to speak. So he rewrote all of the grammar rules for the Russian language and changed their alphabet slightly to make it easier to read.
Really?
And then
I didn't know that.
Stalin shot people who didn't use it. So that's a little extreme.
Oh, yes, that's very extreme. That's extreme.
Like we can't even get Americans to use the metric system. We're not going to get them to use a new alphabet.
Yeah. Hey, Charlie. While I'm thinking about it, when exactly is your stream on Saturday?
Okay, so for the
Worldwide Write-A-thon?
For the Worldwide, okay,
Yeah.
that is such a tongue twister. Like every time I try to say it, I say it wrong. for the worldwide write-a-thon, because you got to say it slowly. I'm going to be on actually 2 of the streams, and I'm trying to look up the other one's time right now because I know when mine is, but not the other one off the top of my head. I'm going to be on a chat stream with Vanessa D. That is at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the 10th, and that's going to be me, the glorious Glory Fink, who will be arriving late, Stephanie Whitsom, who is also in the chat right now, and somebody else got added, Laura F. Don't know who. I'm not sure exactly which Laura is Laura F, but I'm actually going to look that up real quick. So that's going to be at 3 p.m. on Friday.
Wait, Friday or Saturday?
I'm sorry, on Saturday. I'm sorry, I got confused because there's no Laura F listed in the people who are participating. So I have no idea who Laura F is. But their name is on the list now. So that'll be fun. And that's going to be on Vanessa's channel. On my channel, we will be hosting writing sprints. I'll be hosting the 12th hour of writing sprints at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's going to be me, Doll, right, Rafael Ramirez, Stephanie Whitsom, and maybe some other people that will be showing up. I think Glory might show up for that. Other people have expressed an interest. Heather expressed an interest. See, I had so many people back out on that one that I honestly don't remember who is going to be there. Like I have refused to update the thumbnail until after, so I know who's actually going to be there because I keep having to change the people that are on it. So it's going to be a bunch of people, but I know Doll's excited about it. Heather appears to be excited about it, so I guess Heather is going to be there. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and that's going to be from 10 to 11:30 on my channel. And though the thumbnail is probably not correct because it is up on my channel now that you can hit a reminder if that's a thing you want to do. Because
writing it down in my planner.
This stream is the first time in I don't know how long that I actually got a notification from YouTube right when it started, which was like pointless because I'm on it. Like I need the notifications for the one I'm not on. Like,
yeah.
If you can work on that, YouTube, I'll be a lot happier. But it is up if you want to set a notification for it.
Yeah, CB, you'd be 5 hours from Eastern. Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm excited about it. I had a lot of fun during the last one, though there's so many more people participating this year. Not this year, this month. And last time I got to be on a lot of the different ones and meet a lot of people. And I was hoping to do that this time, but there's so many people involved that she basically gave each of us a stream to be on because there's going to be a lot of new faces as long as everybody shows up. So it's going to be fun.
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely.
And I solemnly swear that I am going to be on my best behavior because I don't need to upset Jessica because she's too wonderful to upset. So we will be efficient and we will get things done. Friday,
okay.
I can't promise that. I'm going to get it all the mischief will get out of my system on Friday because I got to behave Saturday. So be warned, y'all.
Okay. All right. Yeah, time zones are weird. Huh, CB?
Yeah, if you want, I can find it. I'll have to find the link to it, but I found a really good website that you put your time zone in and the other time zone, and it just puts the two times next to each other. So you can just find the time and where they overlap, It works really
very helpful to me.
Yeah.
For some things that I'm working on.
Time zones and I... Time zones and I do not get along at all. But.
Time zones are... it was really weird when we were living in New Orleans uh, um, we would let's see, there was like Tampa here news that we could listen to on the radio, and we were living in New Orleans. Of course, it's an hour difference, and we were like, "This is really weird. I don't get it."
Well, now it's going to be even more
There's
confusing
kids.
living here because half of the channels that we get if we actually
Yeah,
listen to
heads
the radio are from Illinois, and Illinois has decided they're no longer doing daylight savings time. So when our time changes next month, theirs won't. So they're just going to flop back and forth between Eastern and Central time.
Mhm.
So
That's not confusing.
that's
Yeah.
going to be fun.
How was the weather down where you are? I heard there's hurricanes down that way right now.
It's mostly going towards Louisiana. It's not, I mean, we're getting a lot of humidity though. Oh my God. And it's in the low 90s right now. Nevertheless, I have a sleeveless shirt on because it was just too hot today.
See, it's chilly here. I got the sweater on and
Huh.
I'm in the fall clothes. It's chilly here.
We had
Well,
really nice weather until the last couple days. It's been like 85 the last 2 days.
Oh, man.
That was us like last week or really early this week when it was still coolish because it was still overcast. And then we had some rain like late last week and over the weekend. But now it's just brutal hot.
Yeah.
That's Florida. You just don't know what it's going to be like. But it hit record temperatures today.
Oh, wow.
Florida. Man, I'd love to be in Scotland right about now, CB.
That's
Let me
Florida,
tell
Florida.
you. Yep, you just never know what you're going to get.
I think I'm going to switch up projects this next sprint.
Say again?
I said I think I'm going to switch projects this next sprint here.
Yeah, I might do that too. Although I was trying to get into Etsy, but it was being very slow. I'm assuming because I'm in StreamYard, so yeah.
I don't know. I
Let's
found
get
the
rid of
internet
my-
itself just slow today.
Get rid of mine.
And I'm nowhere near you, so. And I've talked to people in other parts of the country that have been having internet slowness today, so I think that there's something.
Yes, internet slowness or just lack of. And because my hubby's work computer takes up so much of the bandwidth, I guess. Well, whatever. That's right. Okay. Let's see here. Shall we do 20 then?
Sure.
If people are raring to go.
Sounds good to me.
Great cough. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, we had record temps this past summer and last summer. And then all over, and especially in areas like Vegas, yeah. Yep. It can be really hot in New York though, can't it, Bonnie?
I know it can in New York City.
Yeah, that's true. Not necessarily upstate though, huh?
You're muted, Bonnie.
I was wondering.
I was going to say I've seen upstate New York. You never know. I mean, I've seen some Halloweens where you're trick-or-treating up to snow in your kneecaps. And I've seen it where it's beautiful till November, you know.
Mm.
Excuse me. Oh, a little cough there.
Yep. Just never know. But I did pull out some decorations today, so because I was like, darn it, I'm willing it to be fall.
It's definitely fall here.
See, the
So,
problem
Oh, I wish.
you can't really tell like seasons around here until it's close to Christmas, because that's when we take down a lot of the gargoyles and skeletons from the house and put up like Christmas stuff. So like it's always Halloween here.
You
So
like what you like.
yeah.
I'm getting there. My desk is getting there. We're getting there. I got it going. I got my dining room decorated more like towards Thanksgiving-ish than Halloween.
Yeah, it's just less effort. I understand.
I used to decorate for Thanksgiving, but I
fall.
haven't done that yet. Yeah, I haven't done
My mother's
It's
done that
literally
too.
like pumpkin and leaf decorative, it's not.
Well, see, my cats destroy like rugs and stuff, and I have to be very
Nice.
careful with garlands because they will find a way to leap up there
Or
and
people.
grab them and pull them down. So, like,
Yeah.
a lot of the
Yeah.
decoration that I would like to have, I just
Yeah.
can't.
Those are mostly just like glass or the wrought iron type stuff with like leaf decor on it. I don't know.
There you go.
Just pull it out once a year.
Hello, hi Nikki and Devin. Right. Canada
That's true.
celebrates Thanksgiving this
Oh,
weekend.
Nicole noticed my hair.
Hello,
Hello, Nikki.
and Nicole likes your purple hair. Halloween balloons and angel wings.
Mal is in Maleficent. I'm hoping.
Could be. It could have something to do with Descendants.
I'm kind of feeling a Maleficent mood.
I'm
The
always in a
Descendants
Maleficent mood.
movies.
And can I just say, the live action movies are like my happy place. Like, if Disney's going to do live action retellings, do them like that. Because I love both of the Maleficent movies just preternaturally too much. They're so good. And I love how they're building out their own world.
I haven't seen them yet.
I've been watching a ton of 80s movies lately. Like before special effects.
Or,
Like
old
stuntmen,
school special effects.
I don't know. I'm going to work my way forward.
Well, see, because of the story I'm working on, I'm trying to put
CGI.
the story I'm working on. I'm trying to put together a playlist, so I have like an open call for really good. Like, it needs to be like 80s synth music or with really nice like 80s guitar work. Like, if it doesn't belong on the original 1985 Transformers the movie soundtrack, I don't want it. I need all of the like 80s synth rock. I need all of it. So, and what's really cool is people have been turning me on to bands that I did not know that are currently doing that kind of music. So,
That's pretty cool.
yay! So, any recommendations?
I was wondering. From the Descendants.
I have not watched that, but I want to, because isn't Kristen Chenoweth Maleficent in Descendants? I think
I haven't seen that.
I don't know. I saw the at least the first one. I think I might have seen the second one. Those kids are good singers and dancers.
Because I have Disney
impressed.
Plus, and it's on there.
I'm
pretty sure. I'm looking it up. I'm sorry. Yes, Kristen Chenoweth. Yes, Kristen Chenoweth is Maleficent in there, so I have to watch this.
Ooh.
Like, it's a must now.
The songs are really catchy.
Is that like a teenage type show?
Yes. It's very much teenagers. Very much. A lot of preteens love it. Preteen
It's
girls
the
love it.
kids of all of the Disney villains.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
I have not watched it yet, but I forgot that she was part of it until just now. So, guess what I'm watching this weekend, Nicole?
And the kid, the boy he passed away. He was in a bunch of things, but anyway, he has dark hair, and he was in a bunch of Disney stuff. So he was in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's sad.
It's a long story.
Honey, it's 2020. Everything is a long story this year.
I'm babbling.
Just everything is a long story this year. So, how was your morning? That's a very long story. I don't think
That is a long story.
it's
Probably
2020.
the same as my night's gonna be.
Like I'm just saying, like that's the catchphrase for 2020. That's a really long story. I mean, do you really have time for us to get into that right now?
Oh. You can't read my clock back here because I have a tree in front of it, but
The Maleficent movies,
it knows what time it is.
like I understand if it's not your cup of tea, but like if you ever wanted to see Disney's version of Lord of the Rings, like that's what it is with Angelina Jolie realness. Like that's what those movies are, and it hits all of my like happy buttons. Like the first one, I cried so hard, even though there's a Lana Del Rey song in it, that it's like the only Lana Del Rey song I listen to.
I'm a Laura Croft fan, so
I Angelina Jolie has a very special place in my heart. I'm just going to say that. And she is so good. She is so good in it. And I love the story. I love the twist that they did on the story. Angelina Jolie versus Michelle Pfeiffer, which is the plot of the second movie. Like, that's all you need to know. Do you need to know anything else? It's Angelina Jolie versus Michelle Pfeiffer. Watch that.
Speaking of Angelina Jolie, I was just watching some Friends funny moments from the seasons of Friends. Sorry.
Wait, what? I didn't remember that.
I don't remember Michelle Pfeiffer being on Friends.
No, I meant Angelina Jolie.
Oh yeah. That's right. She does show up.
Huh.
With Jennifer Aniston.
Yep.
Sorry.
Hold on. Okay.
Maybe that was a
Been
little
so
too
long, I don't even remember.
I was watching episodes of Friends funny moments earlier.
Ah.
My nails are purple.
But beautiful.
Maintenance.
Well, the nice thing, CB, if you have a ridiculously short attention span, the Maleficent movie really is a movie told in acts. So, like, it will get to a dramatic point and kind of fade to black. You can actually pause there and pick it up later because it kind of is a TV series that's compressed into a movie because it starts with her, like, really young and then goes through the entire maturity of Sleeping Beauty, all of Aurora's childhood. Like it has definite moments in it that you can like go in and out of it. So, and the same with the second one because they're oddly well plotted, especially for a Disney live action movie, because that's not something they're well known for.
So you're talking about Maleficent, right?
Yeah. Maleficent and what was the second one called?
I don't think I saw the second one.
Maleficent, Queen of Darkness, or something like that.
I don't think I've seen
Mistress of Darkness. The second one's really good.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah.
I really would like to watch those. I haven't.
Michelle Pfeiffer's the villain. Have I mentioned that recently? Like, it's really good.
It's called Queen of Darkness.
I think it's called Mistress of Darkness.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna check it out on this next.
But they're both up on Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, they're both on there. And unlike Mulan, you don't have to pay an additional $25 for them. Not that I'm bitter.
Look and see if I can buy it on YouTube. In my little collection.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. But I did hear that Mulan is getting mixed reviews.
I've heard a lot of very mixed reviews about it. I'm holding off any opinions until I see it, but I expect it to be kind of like all of the live action movies. Like, I understand why people don't like the new Aladdin, but I do. Because it's what I signed up for. It's a blue Will Smith, being Will Smith for 2.5 hours. Like,
sure,
if you're okay with
just
that,
like the other one was Robin Williams.
Yeah, it's different because Will Smith and Robin Williams are two different people, and some people aren't okay with that. But as somebody who grew up on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and I think we're like the same age. Like, I grew up with Will Smith, and if you just like that style of comedy that he does, it's fine.
Oh yeah,
it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I remember my younger brother listening to him when he was, because they're like the same age or something. So when he was a kid,
his whole intro,
The Fresh Prince, he was like a teenager, and he was already a big star.
There are certain words that the hubby knows not to say unless he wants me to just go off and do an entire Will Smith song a cappella. Because I'm not.
I think I know which one it is. Maybe.
There's about 4 of them actually.
What's
Wow, I was-
Philadelphia?
I just-
Born and raised.
My mind just went to the TV show.
Get me
Sorry.
started.
Anyway,
Glenn Close was very good in that.
yes. It was awesome. Okay. All right. All right, you guys, let me know when you're ready. You
Yeah.
can start the timer.
I am ready.
Yep.
I am
Ready,
ready
folks?
drink refill and a few other.
I have water by my feet. I'm ready. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okay.
Beep, 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 beep,
How
beep,
did
beep, beep,
everybody
beep.
do? Yeah, I didn't want that to go too long because my kids are going to bed. So mostly what I did was said goodnight to my kid, and he wanted me to read to him. So did that. I did that, and but I did before that. I did look at some crafty things.
I
What did
was
you guys?
submitting the new show to the podcast directories that it doesn't automatically submit them to, and found out that Google really doesn't know what it's doing, because the Google Podcast directory sent me an email that I needed to respond to prove that I owned the podcast, and Gmail put the email in spam. So Google thought its own email was spam.
Oh, that's interesting.
That took a minute to find, and I'm currently sitting here staring at the Apple submission form spinning and spinning and spinning, ever spinning, and hoping that it will actually do something in a minute. But yes, I was filling out forms because that's fun.
Yeah, that was us doing that the last couple of days too, and doing forms for something that we need to do. Kid stuff.
I got 113 on a
Use this best
Wattpad
friend.
story, and I made a cup of coffee.
Okay, you worked on your Wattpad story. Cool. And that was
Yeah, I
that.
switched.
They were still friends. That's cool.
Update
Your
on
kids
the
ever?
forms are fun story. It
Oh,
took so
yeah.
long for the Apple submission to go through. I got auto signed out, and I have to start over again. So, yay! Oh, really? There was an error. It's putting this up on the screen. There was an error. I'm surprised. No, yes, there was an error.
Huh. Thank you. I'm sorry, CB. 254.
Nice. I got 113, so
That's okay. But I remembered him. I remembered when, as soon as I saw you typed his name, then I was like, oh yeah, that's that kid's name. That was that kid's name. He was really talented. But we watch a lot of Disney Channel stuff, so in our house.
I didn't until I got Disney Plus, and then it was just oh, look at all this stuff I've never seen.
We like the new DuckTales. That's
the new DuckTales is so good, and Webby's a real character.
And David Tennant just doing his own voice. Perfect. Yeah. Devin. Now, let's see. Not only does he not tell me what happened, but then he has the gall to make it public knowledge. Without telling me, I stormed down to the lab. Yeah. Because that's where he goes. Sounds like Tony, right?
Exactly.
You just nailed these characters, by the way, CB.
Very much so.
Are these all part of her story?
Yeah, these are.
I'm thinking she has this exciting life.
CB is doing some pepperoni fiction, some pepperoni and Tony Stark fanfic.
Okay.
And it's just amazing.
I should have knew that. I'm thinking this is her life.
Yes.
Which I'm okay with, even though, like I said, I'm just kind of a Cap stan, and CB really is not. Like,
I love when people share their work.
Too many things going on. I do too. You know what? That's not something have I ever? I don't remember. I might have at one point.
I don't recall you ever doing it in any of my streams, because I generally remember when people share snippets.
There was a couple streams before they used to always say, "Oh, feel free to share your last line," and you would see some people, but I haven't seen that.
Or a line of your choosing, or that you really like, that's not really going to reveal a lot of. If you don't want to reveal a lot,
right?
You know,
right.
People do that, and so I've shared lines that were not necessarily a big part of my story, but they might be telling of the character or something. You know,
I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't want to like bite her style, I really love how Austin K ends all of her streams with the prompt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then everybody writes the prompt, and you only get to 200 characters for one comment in the chat. That's all you get, is the 200 characters to write the story, and I love that, and I would love to do that, but I don't want to like start doing it because I don't want. I like Austin too much to like bite her style, but I love that. If I could find my own like spin on it, I would, but I'm not that good yet.
I've been doing some writing prompts. Maybe I should work on writing some of those. But they're very basic. Like,
I've actually pasted a couple of the responses that I've had to her prompts into my idea garden, because I'm just like, I kind of want to see the rest of that story.
Nice.
But they're
or
always
you could use it somewhere, possibly. You never know.
Yeah.
You know, I had done something with a prompt, and I think it was on your channel a while back, Charlie. And it was had a disabled character in it, and I started working on it a little bit, but I haven't finished that. But I'd like to go back to that sometime. Considering that it had prompts, and it was about a disabled character who was their first day at work or something. If that sounds familiar.
Yeah, a little bit. I really like working off of
From a while
prompts.
back.
But
yeah, I remember that part in one of the movies.
I'm just hoping some other people are going to be doing World Ember with me, and they're not going to be all burnt out after Nano, because that's my goal. I don't want to get burnt out after Nano, and I want to like hit.
Well, we all know it's coming, so at least we can prepare for it. You know, unless it's your first year, then maybe not. But you know,
I want to hit World Ember hard this year, because I want to get. I want to hit the 10K in all 4 of my worlds, so that's a 40K challenge for me this year.
Where are you on Milwordy so far?
See, I haven't put any of today's in. I just remembered I forgot to put yesterday's numbers in. So,
was it?
I'm at 100. I'm at about 100, and see, including what I've done today, that would bring that up to 113K so far. So I'm on track.
I am nowhere. I feel like a slacker this month a lot, but
like I'm ahead. So on what I need, because I got over 100,000 words last month, and I only needed 83, about 84K. So I'm taking it a bit slower this month to get my outline, Lord help me, done, because I'm not an outliner. Like this is anathema to everything that I am, sitting down and trying to do this. But I've tried to pants the story like so many times, and it does not work.
This is the most in-depth outline I've done.
Okay.
so far, but I mean, I'm not super experienced.
The problem I have with the story
Figuring things out.
the problem I'm having with the story is there's a lot of characters and it's hard to prioritize them, like which ones are viewpoint characters and which ones aren't. And in previous attempts, I have picked the wrong viewpoint characters to tell the stories from, or characters that just shouldn't have been in the story in the first place. And it's one of those, like, I guess it's a Charlie trope, because this will be, I think, the second or third book that has started like this. Suddenly they get crashed on a foreign in a foreign place and have to find a way to survive, because apparently I like writing those stories. But because it's a large ship of refugees, there's a huge cast, and I've named like way too many characters that are on this ship. So
I told you a little bit about my process last week when we talked.
yeah.
How, honestly, I think of a situation or something, and then I decide on the character. Sometimes I can think of someone I can relate to as in that character position. And then I also take that character arc and then I put it inside a story arc, world arc that suits the scenario for the character's story arc.
The biggest problem with this story is one of the main groups of characters is a family, and getting those family dynamics worked out has been really hard because, I know there's multiple kids and two parents, and figuring out the relationship between the parents and between all the kids and the genders of the kids and their ages, because that's one of the things that keeps changing, because I'm not sure who should be the oldest. Like
maybe this will be helpful. If you're having trouble with that, why not even think of that? Just think about the scenario that's playing out, and then maybe as you're playing the scenario out, that'll become more clear for you.
Yeah, I think this is going to be my very female forward book, because most of the characters that have been stepping up to be in the lead roles are either women or NBs. So, which is good, because I have a track record of only having a couple female characters in a book, but that was for other reasons.
It's so interesting to hear about people's processes, how different they are,
Yeah, this story was really fun to develop, because when I first had the idea for it, I took it and pushed it through the Save the Cat genres. And so I have about 12 different versions of how the story could play out. Right. And then kind of used that to make to evolve a super version of the story. Because, here's what it would look like if it was more of a mystery. Here's what it would look like if it was more of an action story or more of a quest story. And by using the elements there to just be able to do that really quickly, I was able to make kind of that supercharged story that I really want to write.
I love that idea, Charlie, too. My problem is when you're writing like that, it's so hard to nail down the genre that you're, like when it's, what are you writing? What do you say when you have so many elements? That's my problem, to narrow down.
I can relate to that.
When you're narrowing down the genre, when you may have 5 different genre elements in your story.
Yeah, because marketing wise, this is very definitely a space opera, because it's just because it is much more of an action adventure in space kind of a story, and so that I'm fairly comfortable with. It's just some of those.
You say space opera, and then I would think like science fiction.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So. I need to do more research into narrowing down.
Space opera also has a lot of features of techno fantasy in it, where in the space opera genre, you are allowed to have more non-scientific elements in there, because I don't write hard sci-fi anymore, because I did that and I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't enjoy dealing with people that were upset with me because I may or may not have gotten some of my math.
Right.
Well, actually, I did not get my math wrong, but they got their math wrong, and yeah.
We're right back to you can't please everyone, right?
Yeah, and when you're dealing with,
Yeah.
especially with hard sci-fi, like people will like come at you for your like everything, and yeah, I'm not doing that anymore.
Sure, I bet. Sure, and yeah. And that's kind of the definition of hard sci-fi. Is
Yeah.
you have to have science to back it up with, correct?
Yeah, and I had all my math and
Read some
spreadsheets,
of
and
it.
I could show my homework. Like,
I read one though. I read one. I attempted to read one because it was so obtuse would be a good word. It was just like, what? What?
yeah, a lot of hard sci-fi fits into that category.
Too much.
But yeah, this is like swashbuckler stuff. Like this is like,
basically.
if it weren't for the fact
No,
that
really?
a big part of the plot revolved around robots, it could easily be like set in the 1800s and just be like a crashed like ship on the sea. But a big part of the plot deals with robots, so space opera. Because I'm not giving up my robots. They're one of my favorite parts of the story.
Robots are great. I'm pretty into like AI, quantum processing. I'm into a lot of science stuff. I'm pretty much a very big science geek. So
Oh, cool.
you wouldn't know, but I am. I spend
I didn't realize.
yeah. I'm pretty big nerdy on science and science more than history, but history.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought
A little
about
bit more history.
I thought about being a physicist for a while. That's one of the alternate reality Charlies that's out there in the multiverse.
Mhm.
I considered that for a really long time because I like doing the math. Like I really enjoy doing the math.
I did very well in physics and things of that nature, but I'm very much into energy and frequencies and different levels of different things.
And that's how I ended up the person
Quantum
I am.
Hi, Kat.
processing. Yeah, I'm into a lot of different things. I like writing a lot the most. So. Thanks, Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Okay. How are you?
Piano I did not have a problem with. I don't know that I could play a woodwind to save my life if I tried. But I have great respect for people that can do woodwinds.
Oh, jumped. Hello again, Eva.
I didn't think anybody would really notice it too much. I just, you know what I mean? It was already colored.
The one thing that I've
Oh,
learned,
that's cool.
the one thing that I've learned since I've been on AuthorTube is that people see all. Like I would do when I first got started because I was curious about this. I would change what plushies I had around me in like every video and every live stream, and like people notice. Like people notice, they comment, they call out, like all the.
I almost was gonna sit on my bed today and get comfy, but I decided against it last minute. So
I thought about it, but then I was just like, if I get too comfortable, I'm not going to get any work done.
yeah.
Hashtag awesome Eva. Oops, good job.
Because Eva is awesome.
Fine, Devin. And I'm distracted.
Has Eva thought about coming on AuthorTube?
She's been on some live streams.
She has had, but it's been a while. Am I remembering that correctly?
It has been a while. I feel privileged because I'm one of the few people that knows what Eva's voice sounds like, and it's sultry and amazing.
I wonder what my voice would sound like with a microphone, because I'm not using a microphone.
That really depends on the microphone that you get.
I'm just using my laptop, so.
Yeah, same here.
The difference in quality between the two mics that I have, like I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a simple Blue Yeti because it was the cheaper of the two.
Mhm.
Because this one makes my voice a little bit more tinny, but the other one drops my voice about a half step.
Hmm.
And I don't want my voice any lower than it is. In fact, I would like it to be a bit higher than it is. So I don't use the other mic as much. But you really need to look into that for the mics. But for the price, the Yetis are a good trade-off between quality and that value.
I actually have a microphone from when I used to record on a tape recorder for when I was freelancing. I was a freelance journalist. Because I would tape record interviews.
When I first started podcasting, I used one of those mics. And I still have all the boom and everything set up for that. But there was I used to have a little
technology,
but it disappeared. I think what happened was I thought I'd misplaced the microphone, so I threw away the holder. So I have a microphone, but no, nothing to hold it up with. I don't even bother. Whatever. I don't know if it would help any.
A good microphone, like
maybe I'll play with it.
One of the things that I like about the Yeti is it has a very good unidirectional setting on it, so that it still will pick up some room sound because I don't have treatment on the wall behind me, so it bounces into the mic. For the most part, when the animals are on the opposite side of the mic, you can't hear them. And that's a very valuable thing. But if you ever do get a mic, let me know, and we'll talk about gate settings and all of those wonderful things that they don't tell you about that make a mic actually work well.
What did I plug in? Headphones, speaker out, or headset?
Because sound gating is a very important thing.
I don't think that worked.
And then when we start talking about, and then when you start doing recordings, we will talk about vocal compression and profiling, and all of those wonderful things, because I love sound engineering a little too much.
My late brother-in-law, he was he was a composer, he was a voice engineer. He had his own recording studio, but I never learned any of it. But he did record me singing a long time ago, back in the 80s. This is a lot, 30 plus years ago. Yeah.
Okay, since we came back, since about 5 minutes before we came back from the last sprint, I've been watching this wheel spinning around and around and around. It has finally stopped spinning, and it worked. It's done. The thing that I started all that time ago has finally finished. Yay!
Yay! I'm glad it finished.
I think I'm being really real right now. I think I'm so scared to finish editing this. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Because that makes it real.
I can understand.
These aren't double space. I have a lot to do.
Good night, CB.
I have to say, when I say it all the time, like the biggest thing that we as writers have to do is to write to done, and that is the hardest part, because every step that we go through, there's another step after that. Mm-hmm. And if you've never done that step after it, it is terrifying. Like if you've never edited a book before, editing a revision seems impossible. And then once you finish that, oh no, now I have to either go through the submission query process or I have to market this book. depending on whether you're going traditional or indie. And that feels impossible.
I'm so confident in nonfiction writing that I'm struggling with the fiction. You know, I'm so confident in nonfiction writing. I can write nonfiction all day. It's facts.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's facts, and you know how to
straightforward,
organize them
to the point. You know what I
for
mean?
your audience.
This is very much a whole new world, so it's tougher, you know.
And so it's recognizing that
It's not like writing a white page, you know. it's
Or for me,
it's different.
you know, when I was doing the journalism thing, when I was a freelancer, you know, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah,
It's a complete 180.
I know I can do it. I've done it. I'm getting stuck with this, and it's the third round of edits, so I should be okay with it by now. But I'm just struggling.
well,
so.
if this is the final, if you think this is the final version, that it's starting to recognize that fear and knowing when it's creeping in, because you need to start feeling it and learning to feel it. Because as somebody who has gone through that a lot, has a lot of books out, you have it with every project.
And the problem is, even when some people will tell me, "Oh, that's great," you know, you're still fighting that.
Oh yeah, it's a feeling that I wish I could say it goes away, but it doesn't go away.
Right.
And the only thing that you can do is, you know, if you're like me, you name it and you yell at it and you cuss it out by name. Shut up, Bob. But it does really help, you know, finding those coping mechanisms, but knowing when you're feeling it come on, because I find that so much of what people term like writer's block or creative block or whatever is just fear. It's just fear and anxiety that you don't want to actually finish. You don't want to be done, because if it's done, then there's the fear of the next project. There's the fear of, will people actually like this? And all of those other fears start cropping up. So you need to see them and name them, because you can't slay a dragon that you don't see coming.
Yeah. I've started the next project. I have the other 2 books already working in progress. You know what I mean? But to an extent, but it's this first one. I think that fear, they say, oh, you don't know what you're doing till you write your third. So write to your third and then go back and fix your first and your second. So I'm brain's just not functioning.
I have 3 finished novels and 4 finished novellas just sitting around waiting to have some magic thing happen in my head where I feel like, okay, it's time for these to meet the world. It's a thing that you will always go through.
Yeah.
And like the 3 books, it makes sense. They're about a pandemic. Now is not the time. They stay on the shelf. But some of the other things could be coming out in the world, right? Yeah. Some of the other stories could be coming out, but it's
I'm
about
hoping
having
2021 they're coming out. So
oh yeah, next year is my year of insane rapid release, and it's actually starting now. Like, if anybody is following my Baron's End World, new stories have started appearing up over there. I published one yesterday, and I've got a lot of new content that's definitely coming out. But
I'm going to be on the hunt for book covers shortly.
We just added a book covers chat to the Reddit. I'm sorry, to the Discord. So if you're on the Discord, people are sharing their
I'm
fun.
not, but I should.
We've started sharing our fake book covers because there are a lot of us that, to get out the anxiety or just for fun, design book covers for just the fun of it.
What do you use, BookBrush or just Canva? Or
some people use Canva. I am overly detailed and complex in there, and I generally do original pictures for them because I am a nightmare person in my own head. But
I don't think I'm going to attempt at my own at all. So.
I think you should attempt, for one reason. You need to send, when you contract with somebody, you need to have an idea of what you want. Even
I
if
have
you
an
can't-
idea what I want, but
Oh, no.
I'm
You
no
need to-
graphic artist.
but you need to be as specific as possible
Mm.
because, and be very careful with who you contract with, that they will do revisions and how many revisions you get before they start charging you again.
Sure.
You need to have as clear an idea as you can so you don't end up wasting money on a cover you don't like.
Right.
Yeah, I heard that a lot when I went to that conference last weekend.
Like, I would highly suggest going into Canva and doing a mock-up cover, even if it's not exactly what you want,
Okay.
just so that you have a thumbnail that you could be, okay, kind of like this, but, and give your notes on it. Because
Sure.
I had a friend last year who paid way too much for a book cover from a very good artist, and they got the gender of the character wrong that was supposed to be on there. They got the color scheme wrong that the book was supposed to be in. They even got misspelled the name of the book on the cover, and then wanted to charge her $100.
At that point, you might as well make your own, right?
Yeah.
At that
Well,
point.
yeah,
right.
and I'm just saying, and their argument was, well, the notes that I had weren't specific enough. You're going to get that from some people, and you just need to be as specific as you can. And anytime you're doing work for hire, as somebody who does do graphic art for hire, the more specificity I get, the better result I can deliver.
Right.
Because I can't see what's in your head. I can only see what's in mine. So the closer you can get to your, like I said, it can be like the ugliest collage that you cut out of magazines and pasted together with tape and took a picture of it with your phone and sent it in. That is so much more helpful sometimes, just because we, as somebody who's, you know what I'm saying, as somebody who does graphic design for hire, the closer we can see, like, oh, that's what you're talking about. Because, you know, if you don't have the exact language, because graphic design and writing is two very different vocabularies.
Yes.
Thank God for templates.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, do we want to do one more sprint? Because we could. I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, not going anywhere, so.
Okay.
I'm here until you kick me out.
After the party is the after party.
Yeah.
Once your 12 after parties,
hey, listen to this. For my con, there's the last party, and then they have what's called, it's terrible, the dead dog party.
Yep.
And yeah, that's the very last thing that people gather for to get feedback on the con and planning, start the beginnings of planning for the next year. So that's what they call it.
I've been to quite a few dead dogs over the years.
So I was like, yeah. When I really understood why it was called that, I was like, oh, okay. But no, again, this is like the only con I've been to. When I started attending it was in 2014, but I hadn't been to prior to that, I hadn't been to a con since the early 90s.
Well, when travel is safe again, we'll put you on the list for the Magical Mystery Tour, and you can just come with us, because me and about 5 of the writers have decided that we're going to hit every convention that we can so hard it breaks.
Sounds kind of good. If the last one that I went to in Atlanta was Dragon Con, I think it might have been. It's a long time ago. When did they start calling it Dragon Con?
Oh, I don't know, like 5, 6 years ago? I don't know. It's been a while.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. I just don't know how long. Off the top of me noggin. I should, and luckily Sandy's not listening, because
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. All right. I think I'll work on my Kanban board. That's what I'll do. That's a plan. Okay. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sprint. Okay. How did everybody do? What did everybody do? I did some
2:38, feeling great. Moving along on this Wattpad story.
Woo. There you
So
go.
hopefully I'll have the next chapter up by tomorrow.
Cool.
I have too many mute buttons because I'm like talking and then like I'm not seeing that little halo around me doing the bibbity bop, and I'm like, oh, because that's muted, and I unmuted that, and it's still not doing the bibbity bop. So hopefully you can hear me now because I see it doing the bibbity bop.
Yep, we can hear you.
I
Expecting.
I did more paperwork, trying to get all this stuff out there because, that's the fun part of the job is all the forms. And there are so many. And they've hidden some of them. So, like, I can't find the one for Overdrive or for Castbox. So I feel like I'm my own little private eye searching the internet for how do I actually sneak my ideas in here? How do I get other people to see this? It's all covert ops, apparently.
Private Eye has come up a lot this week.
It has.
Hmm.
And it's not just because I really have cozy mystery series I want to be writing, but I'm not doing it right now. I'm not. I have too many stories that I'm currently in the middle of. Something has to be finished before I add another one.
See, I went on a spiral earlier in the week when Private Eye was brought up because I thought of that old show Cheaters that used to be on, and it had the guy go around and they catch the people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this would be great to pull some story arcs from.
That would be. I had a friend who used to write a fanfic that was basically a cross between Cheaters and the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, it doesn't have to end that way, but you can see some.
The whole point was like they're not supposed to be feeding on the people, and so they would like do stings to see if they could catch them feeding on people instead of like the other stuff that Cheaters is about. Adult fun time and
maybe Dick Tracy. I need to watch some old school Dick Tracy or something.
As long as it's got Madonna in it, because that movie is a garbage fire that I absolutely love.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in like so long. I don't know why. Just detectives, or Roger Rabbit. Maybe that might be a good one to watch.
I love Roger Rabbit. I watch that movie every now and then. It is still so good.
Oh yeah, I love it.
And I'm glad they didn't make the sequel. And I will stand on that.
Don't ruin it.
No, it was supposed to be a prequel. It was supposed to be a prequel, and it was about Roger going to free Jessica from the Nazis because she apparently got captured while on a USO tour. And no. No. I don't want that movie. Thank you, Steven Spielberg, for stopping that from happening because he saw the script. And this was like right after he had done Schindler's List. And they handed him that script and he was just like, no. Like all the no.
Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't sound good.
I think I'm going to watch Blair Witch Project too for Halloween.
Okay, see, I cannot take that movie seriously.
I can't.
For one reason.
So old.
No. I lived in Maryland and I hung out in Burkittsville all the time.
Yeah.
And so I know everywhere that they were. Like I can recognize it on sight. I can take you there. Like I lived in those woods. I lived in those woods. And the problem is they're not in the spooky part of the woods. Like there are spooky parts of the woods out there that I've had like nightmare experiences.
There's spooky parts of every woods.
But they weren't in those.
That's
they weren't in those.
I'm surrounded by woods. I can show you some spooky stuff.
Like go down by Reno Monument. That's where all the spooky stuff is. Like I've seen stuff down there that will curl your hair and make it white. Like just terrible things.
I was walking.
I am with you, Stephanie.
I was walking back
me out
last week and I came across like all this rubble and I don't know how old this is, but like maybe at one point it was stone cottages back there and it's practically demolished, but there's trees up everywhere deep in the woods. I'm like, how old is this place? Did somebody ever live here?
Yeah, we used to go legend tripping all the time when I lived out there. And so like I know where like if you take me to Maryland, I can take you to every spooky haunted anything that's anywhere around there because I've probably been there at least once, if not more than once, and tell you all the stories because like that was my childhood up until like the age of how old were we? It was like 24, I think, when we moved to California. So like, but like my problem with that is like you're in the wrong part of the woods. Like I'm watching this movie, and I'm just like, no, you're safe. You're safe.
I might have to check out the paranormal
really,
activity too, Devin.
You're really far away from Reno Monument.
No, that's not for me.
The first two Paranormal Activity movies are good. The first one's really good. The second one's is all right. The third one, I don't know what they were smoking, but like they, to me at least, they decreased in quality so fast.
I don't watch much TV. I've been watching like movies lately, but in general, I mostly just watch science and history. But I'm trying to watch more movies. So
we're currently in the
I'm
midst.
not a horror person, and yet somehow I was talked into going to see the Blair Witch Project in the movie theater and driving
that's not
home
horror
alone.
for some reason. That's not that bad.
I know, but it was just, it stimulated my imagination. Yeah.
I saw this movie one time, I think, in the theater I think it was called The Happening, where like the wind blew and then the people were like killing each other or killing themselves.
Yeah.
The guy, like the lawnmower ran. I couldn't take it. I almost walked out. I was like, oh my God, how dare you pick this movie for me to watch?
Oh no, that movie, I generally hold up as like one of the worst films I've ever seen because of the whole coffee thing. The only thing I remember from that movie is Mark Wahlberg and Zooey Deschanel arguing through the whole movie. And when you finally find out what they're arguing about, she had a cup of coffee with somebody. And if coffee doesn't mean sex, shut up, Mark Wahlberg. Just shut up. Like the whole movie, like they're being snarky and nasty and evil to each other. And then the big dramatic reveal is like, I had a cup of coffee. And like they do a flashback. Like you see them having a cup of coffee together. It's not
That's crazy. If I got jealous every time my husband talked to somebody, I would be jealous every minute of the day.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you're overly controlling and you deserve to die. Yeah. Just go out there and let the plants kill you. I'm done with you, Mark Wahlberg. Just go. And it like ruined that movie for me.
People are going to do what they're going to do anyways. There's no point in, what I won't even go there.
And I'm just saying, if coffee doesn't mean
people do what they want to do, so why be jealous? Either
because according to the movie, coffee doesn't mean sex because they literally do a flashback of her sitting at a table, like friendly with the guy. Like they're not holding hands, they're not making kissy faces at each other. They're just like she's on her phone, and they're each having a cup of coffee at a cafe, and he walked by and saw them through the window, and he's just nasty to her through the whole movie. And I'm just
everybody's different. I know someone who gets jealous if someone looks the direction, and it's just insane.
Wow.
Like honestly,
the problem.
Yeah.
I think I may be a little bit too poly to be jealous, but
yeah, no. If you can take them, you can have them. Just remember, you're not me.
Honestly, if you take him, like, do you know what you're getting into? Like,
yeah, no, I'm not.
Seriously, seriously, we need to have a chat first because, like, we've been together for a long time, and I'm used to the idiosyncrasies. And like, do you really?
I don't even think about it anymore.
Because I don't know if she's still in the chat or not, but Kat's been trying to get me to play a dating sim, and I'm just like, do you really want to see this? I'm like, does anybody really need to see me playing a dating sim? Like, but it might happen. Keep an eye on my channel.
If I wanted to make him jealous, I would just let him read my books.
My hubby reads my books and is like, can that be a bit spicier? I'm like,
I like it steamy.
I'm like, yeah, my niece is over 18 now. That can be as spicy as we want it to be.
right in that fine line there.
I don't have to worry about any underage family members reading my books anymore. So, oh yeah, it can
Not
be
my
spicy
problem.
feelings, babe.
I'm not buying them the book. It's not my problem. Gonna learn one way or another. Sorry, I'm
That's
being
true.
stupid. I'm
Just
told
wait.
you I'm in a goofy mood today.
Just wait till my love pentagram comes out
Drop
because
something.
the geometric pairings are
Yeah.
profound.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Drop something.
No, hey,
There we go.
my books aren't YA, so, and they're not middle grade or anything, so.
One of my books accidentally got labeled as young adult, and I contacted Amazon right away.
I wouldn't recommend my books for under 25.
Yeah, I was like, there's nothing in that book necessarily that I would be against an underage person reading, but it was the first book in a series, and I know where the series is going, and I know the dark places that the series is going, and it's just like, no, this is not young adult. Please stop.
Yeah, no. Well, you know.
Well, if you're not careful,
For certain people, you don't write for everybody.
Oh, no. Oh, I do not. I definitely do not write for everybody.
I write for myself mostly, honestly.
Do you like seeing bad things happen to all kinds of people?
And
You
good
love
things.
my book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to put good things in there too. Maybe that's what I do wrong.
I think I write a lot just so I can reread and see if I get a personal emotional reaction from what I'm reading. So I like that feeling.
I do too.
I think that's the main reason I write.
I think it's a very important thing to do because I think too many writers are clinical about what they're doing, and if you're not moved by your character's plight, no one else is going to be.
Right.
Exactly.
Because you know all the spoilers, right? Like you already know everything. So if
Not everything, but
well, you know what I'm saying. Like if you can't evoke an emotional reaction in yourself, it's going to be really hard to do that for somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So pull on those heartstrings, people. Just put on History in Black by Priest and just like turn that into a book.
Just keep learning, keep trying, keep improving, you know.
Yep.
However, it can be hard when you do a lot of author insertion and then that character has a lot of the same, has some of the same issues. You do a lot of author insertion, and you're they're having an emotional time, and that can be a little hard though.
The only author insert character.
I try to think of somebody I know or have come across that would fit the role.
The only author insert character I've ever written died.
I mean,
so I stopped doing that. It made sense for the story, like they had to, but no more author inserts for me. That's a place I do not need to go to. I have to say, Nikki, you got 3 words. That's better than I did. I got, oh, wow, the form finally submitted. Let me try another one. Oh, yay, the form finally submitted.
Well, words on sticky notes.
Words count. Like I'm counting all of the words for the outlining and stuff that I'm doing because they are creative words. Like they
That is a point. That is a point. That is a good point. Oops, I knocked something over. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, Nikki. But hopefully everything will be all right.
Yes. Okay. We've been thinking about you, Nikki.
Candles have been lit. And I don't just light candles for anybody. Ooh, that sounds like fun.
What?
Oh, it's not. Yeah, there it is. It just appeared. I'm in the YouTube chat, so I get to see everything like super soon.
Yeah, me. I'm just all I have open is the timer and StreamYard.
I'm cheating. I'm looking into the future.
I'm surprised my cat hasn't made an appearance tonight.
Mine have, but I'm in avatar mode, so
Get rid of my timer.
I may or may not have 3 cats sleeping on my lap right this minute.
Now we mad.
My kid didn't make an appearance, but he was doing stuff with his dad, and making and eating dinner and all that jazz, and getting ready for bed and all that. So
I have to say,
it was kind of nice reading with him for a little bit. He doesn't ask for that so much anymore since he's a teenager.
I still like to have a book read to me. Like, that's the one thing I
I would
miss.
love that.
That's the one thing that I miss about
Sorry.
the She Who Shall Not Be Named books when they first came out, because the audiobooks were never available on like pub date. So we would go buy the book, and the hubby and I would take turns reading chapters to each other. That way we could talk about it, because we knew we were going to want to talk about it as we went. And I loved that. And I have not been into something that has made me want to do that in a while. But I kind of miss it. Sorry if you hear tinking over here. I just thought like I should light some more candles, and I'm trying to clean out the candle holder. It has dried wax in it.
I was going through a bunch of card making supplies today. I'm not sure they're actually making this anymore, but I have a couple of these. These are mat stacks, and they're basically you can use them for a lot of things, but and this was called the Once Upon a Time stack, and it's they made 12 by 12 papers too. It's basically cardstock though, but they're really pretty. Here's one.
That is really pretty.
Yeah, it's kind of shimmery too. It's kind of a parchmenty background, which I fell in love with. And I only bought 2 before they stopped carrying it.
See, unfortunately, we only have a Hobby Lobby near me, and it's not like I don't like shopping there for reasons, but I also don't like shopping there because like the one that we have doesn't actually have like art supplies. Like it's basically like America's junk drawer. Like I went in and was like, I need some paints, and they were just like, you should go to a hardware store for that. And I'm just like, you're a craft store. I need paints and brushes. And they're like, we don't have that. And we walked every aisle, and they were right. They didn't have paints and brushes. And I'm like, you're a craft store. You're supposed to have these things.
I mean, the one time I went into one and this was with my mother last year, yeah, and I was very disappointed, and also because I was like I couldn't find, but where's the wandering around, and we just left. I mean, I did get something, but I've always kind of wished I hadn't.
Like they were basically just like, yeah, they were basically just like the one that we have. I can't speak for like all of them nationwide, but like the one that we have is like that seasonal aisle at a Walmart. Like,
yeah,
that's all that it is like, oh, look at all the Halloween decorations or whatever holidays coming up. And it's like, that's
Mhm.
nice, but like, I'm here for crafting supplies.
Mm.
Like, I don't want your
It's like,
pre-made.
I was looking for like die cutting stuff. I was like, I thought there was supposed to be die cutting stuff.
See, we have stores like Michael's or AC Moore Craft Supply.
You know what I would do for a
AC
Michael's?
Moore. I keep hearing about AC Moore.
There's a really nice art supply store in downtown Rochester too that's like professional studio art supply store. There's quite a bit around where I am.
Let's see. I live in the middle of nowhere.
Oh well, I bet. I mean, that's your area. Everybody wants to go there to take pictures and make art of the foliage and stuff.
I just want to
Then
go.
again, Florida kind of we get that too.
Well, I live in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's literally like 40,000 people in the whole county. Like, nobody's here. So, like, we don't get any of the good stuff. Like, we got so excited because there was going to be a Red Lobster, and they were just like, it's not worth our money. It's not worth our time and energy. It was like, we lost our Pizza Hut. It's gone. We've lost, most of the pizza places are closing down in our county. So, like, we're going to have to make our own pizza now because
We're so saturated here where I live.
oh yeah, we have nothing. We have nothing. Why do you think we run a restaurant? Because it was the only nice place in town, and the owner was going to get rid of it, and my hubby already worked there, and we're just like, okay, if we get a loan, can we have it? And so we went into massive amounts of debt, so my hubby can actually be a restaurateur, which is what he wants to do, but also because it was the only good place in town.
I live in a college town, so it's actually growing so much. In the last, I would say the last year, we've gotten a TJ Maxx, maybe a little over a year for TJ Maxx, a Five Below, a Planet Fitness, like every fast food restaurant. It's growing really fast in the 12 years I've lived here. So
We have pig farms and rice patties.
yeah, this is
That's
like
about it.
yeah, it's like a little town, and then half a mile down the road there's horses, right?
Sounds lovely though.
I go to the city a lot though. A lot of my friends live in Rochester or Buffalo, so I'm in the city a lot.
3.5 hour drive to get to the city, so we don't do that very often.
Yeah, no, I need to, even if it's just for a drive.
My sister lives about an hour away, and oh yeah, I remember that. I was finding something I was working on a while back. My sister lives in a smallish town, about an hour and 15 minutes away, and yeah, they don't have a whole lot. So yeah, it's kind of like that. But they do have a Pizza Hut and a couple of things. And then the city that she actually lives in, though, it's you blink and you miss it. Kind of a tiny town. And yet they have like 7 churches, so whatever.
Well, that's the thing that's really obnoxious about being here. Like I said, 40,000 people in the entire county, and there are, I think, 23 churches in town. Like, they've got like 5 people in each.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's crazy here. Not churches, but the one main intersection of our town, like the main intersection where you would come into town, there are 5 banks on the one corner. 5 banks at that intersection. Like a
that's a lot of things.
Holy cow.
I know. I don't.
That's
That's a lot of banks.
More and more banks. More and more banks.
That's just too many banks.
Yeah, here's that extra.
At one intersection.
I knew I had more of those papers. Yeah,
Lots of options though, so that's good.
seriously. Yeah, there's the little town that I actually live in is about 10 square miles. approximately. And but they have like 7 parks, and there's a trail, like a public trail.
Mm-hmm. We have all that stuff. Yeah. I live very close to the Erie Canal, so I walk the Erie Canal a lot.
Should
Wow.
you hear a clatter coming from me in a little bit? I'm sorry. The cat is trying to take my headphones and microphone away from me.
Mm.
And I'm trying to stop her from doing that, but cats will cat. No.
I wonder where my cat is.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the little town I live in, Charlie,
Yeah.
was established by the man who started the Oldsmobile car company.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're called Oldsmar.
That's
That's the little town I live in.
That's
And yeah,
cool.
it was started by R.E. Olds, who started the Oldsmobile
Cool.
company. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of my families were among the 7 families that homesteaded this region. So it's not named after us, but many of the streets are.
Yeah, Olds tried to make this town. He was gonna do a lot with it, and then it wasn't as fruitful as he thought it was gonna be. So he kind of abandoned it.
I like Niagara
He
Falls.
left, went
too.
back wherever it was. Somewhere north. I don't know where he was making cars, but probably Detroit. Oldsmobile, where were they made? I don't know.
Our town's claim to fame was a stool factory. We made stools back in the 1800s, and that was something that people were always going to need. And we were going to put all of our eggs in one basket and make stools. We even had Harry S. Truman come to town on one of his whistle stop tours and
Wow.
promised that the stool factory would always be here. And like within a year, it was gone. But yeah, we're a farming factory town. Like people work on the farms or they work in the factories. Like, that's what it is here. Oh, Nikki, it's Minerva.
Oh.
It's the troublemaker. Like,
Niagara Falls.
if I'm trying to get a cat to
My
not,
mother's been to Niagara Falls, Devin. A long time ago.
On the American side, they have a day pass you can buy for like 60 some bucks, and you get to go on 4 different things, like the Maid of the Mist, the aquarium. You get the trolley ride, some climbing thing, some gardens for like less than 70 bucks a person. You can do the whole day plus transportation. It's pretty cool.
Huh. That sounds nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I've always wanted to go to Niagara Falls, but I just
My first trip through Niagara Falls was when I was young, not old enough, but I went anyways.
was that horrible thing. Like the entire time we were on the East Coast, we didn't do any of the more touristy things that we regretted not doing after we left. So when we lived in California, we went and did like all of them.
That's cool though. There's always,
I had never seen. I'd lived in Maryland and had been to New York. I don't know how many times for probably about 10 years.
Mhm.
And I had never seen the ocean until we moved to California. And so the first ocean I ever saw was the Pacific from the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Sure.
I'm trying to think what my favorite ocean is. Which one is my favorite?
Well, I've only ever seen one. Because I'm told the one time that I thought I had seen the Atlantic Ocean doesn't count because I was too far into New York Harbor to actually see the ocean.
Or sea. I would have to say my favorite would be body of water would be Barcelona, the beach in Barcelona.
That's where the Holy Grail is.
Spent some time there, and those beaches are nice. And Mallorca, Spain, those beaches are all like clothing optional type beaches. So
I have never been out of the country, and I regret that.
Me too.
well,
I'm traveling vicariously through my character.
I've been a lot of places, but not everywhere I want to go. So I'm fortunate. I should count my blessings for sure.
I know when I do eventually leave the country for the first time, which of the 4 countries it will be. Because I've narrowed it down. I just don't know which one it will be.
So I've been thinking about travel a lot. If you could go anywhere, what would be the first place you would want to go?
Right now?
No, not right now. I just mean
like a dream vacation kind of scenario.
Like everything was perfect timing, everything was good. There was none of this. Where would you want to go the one place?
Dharamsala in India.
That's cool. I would love to go to Taj Mahal, but
because
it's pretty cool.
I'd want to go to Europe.
But where?
Specifically? Probably the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of my older sisters lived in the UK for quite a long time in Essex.
Okay.
But I never made it there yet.
Well, I'm curious about, a lot of the places some of my family's from.
I would love to go to Armagh in Ireland because that's where my family is from.
Nice.
Okay.
And I would love to see that. And I would also like to go to the Manor Estate in Yorkshire because once upon a time, my ancestors were the lords of the manor there until I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did. All I know is it was bad enough that his father disowned him and recalled his younger brother from the priesthood to take over the family.
Wow.
I don't know what he did.
I feel like the standards were probably way high back then, that it was probably something we would think was minute. Because I think their standards were high.
Yeah,
in general, less things were accepted. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, I just want to know because I can't find any record anywhere. The only thing that I can find is one note that said he disgraced his father.
Right, could be anything.
And I'm like, yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. That could be anything.
I was like, it's the 1700s. Like he could have sneezed at a garden party and disgraced his father. It could be anything.
I have a genealogy somewhere. My grandfather lived to 93, and he kept track of everything on my dad's side. So I know our family, before they came to America, descended from Warwick, England on my dad's side. My mother's side, I am just oblivious. So
we know one branch of my family all the way back to the Norman conquest of England. He went across with William the Conqueror and that's how he was granted the land. It was it was a thank you letter for being. We know them 2 generations back in Normandy before they crossed. Cool. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I don't know how we got off on tangent, but I like it.
And it's 9:48.
Because I'm here, and that's what happens when I'm on the show.
But I was just gonna say,
I'm gonna have to go see my guy tomorrow. Look at that. Oh, sorry. Rookie mistake.
In some genealogy, some of my family had done a while back, a couple generations ago. It was found out. They were able to go back to. Well, they found out that I know I'm related to Admiral George Dewey from the Spanish-American War.
Wow.
He was like a great granduncle or something, which is weird. And then, but apparently that specific branch has been here since just after the Mayflower. Who's coming in?
That's
Oh, it's
pretty
Molly.
cool.
Hey, you come in here.
I'm going to write a historical romance about one of my ancestors who fought in the Civil War. I wish I had journals that I could be like more accurate about history, but the events that I know makes me want to write a story about them because he fought on the Union side and he fought in the Battle of Shiloh, and many years later he went back and married a girl that was a nurse at one of the farmhouses there. And we know that he was not wounded in that battle. So I have so many questions of like, how did he meet her? Because she was actually in one of the Confederate camps. Like, how did he meet her? Like, how did they get together? What happened between them that made him remember her? That after the war he came back and married her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so many questions, and I wish we had like diaries, letters, journals, anything about it.
For sure.
I have a very fertile imagination, so I can make it up. But
I have the dates like people came to America or got married and things like that, or had children, but I don't have any of the like real great stories.
yeah, the first Dorset in America was Francis Dorset. He was an indentured servant in Maryland.
Oh,
Molly's come to visit.
what kind of servant? What did he learn a trade? Was it
He was
indentured servant as in a trade he had to work off?
Yeah,
Or was
he was a
did
baker. He was a baker.
Okay, so indentured servant as an apprentice for a certain amount of years before he could leave, or
He had to work for 7 years to pay off his debt, and he ended up marrying the daughter of the man he worked for.
so pretty much he became part of their family.
Apparently.
That could happen.
I'd say that worked out pretty good for him then.
Guess so.
Well, I mean, it's like he's paying for his education, and then he married the teacher's daughter. You know.
Yeah, I love doing genealogy stuff. I would love to get a one of those ancestry blood tests that looks at your markers to trace back even further, because I would like to know the full like path back to Africa. Like I would love, because that's where we all come from, and we just took different routes to get to wherever we are now. And I would love to know like the whole route, like, but I have not spent the money on one of those yet.
Yeah, same here. Same here. But a cousin of mine had it done, and they found a lot of interesting stuff. But that was, that would be my mother's side. So lots of Irish, and I guess Irish and English. I think that was pretty much it on my mother's side.
But we always thought.
On my father's side, it's something else.
Yeah, we always thought my mother's side of the family was British until I started doing the genealogy, and then I found out they were Dutch.
Oh.
And when they immigrated to the country, his name was Smith in the original country, and when he immigrated here, they added the H, and he became Smith. But because he had the name Smith, we thought he was British, because it's a very British name. Yeah. But no.
Yes, it is.
But I actually found the records when he and his father, because he came over several times. He made several trips because he came over, made some money, went back, got his father, came back over with him, and then went back and got his mother and other siblings and came back with them. And we have all the boat records for all of the different transits back and forth as he got the family together and moved them over here. So
what's in a name, right?
That's true. I mean,
I used to have a little bit of a complex because all the women in my family have Marie in their name, and I do not. And I guess that makes me stand out. But my middle name is Sue, and my sisters, my mother, my grandmother, they're all have Marie. So,
oh,
just weird things, My dad named me.
um, my two brothers both had names to where. Oh, and it's very British names, Thomas and Gordon, but
My dad's a Thomas.
they could be shortened. They could have nicknames.
Mhm.
I didn't have a nickname.
Mm.
Everybody else had a nickname but me.
I've had a lot of nicknames.
I had too many nicknames. My great grandmother.
Sorry.
I got a Y on Heather though.
When my great grandmother was born, her parents were tired of naming children, so they let all of her siblings name her. So her legal name was Daisy May Ethel Sally Susan Shepherd. No, I missed a couple.
She's got
It's a Daisy. She had a Daisy in
100%
there.
beat, huh?
There was a Daisy and a Rose in there too. I think I forgot to say those.
Wow.
But each one of her siblings gave her a name, and
Poor kindergartner.
they're in the order in which. So her oldest sibling gave her first name, her next oldest the second name, and all the way down to her. And so
Poor kindergartner. It probably took her till like third grade just to be able to write all her names. That was a joke. I'm sorry.
oh no, it's one of those fun things.
Yeah.
It's like my grandfather didn't have a middle name. And when he went to file for Social Security, when they first, like the Social Security network was set up, the form said first, middle, and last name. And he asked the person, he's like, do I have to put down a middle name? And he didn't understand the question and said, yes, you have to put down your middle name. And so he made one up on the spot. So his legal name became Charles Cisco Dorset because he thought of the Cisco Kid. That was the first name that came into mind for him. So he just wrote it down because he didn't have a middle name.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's great.
So
Let me just say I love spending my Thursdays with you guys.
I do
Oh,
too.
thanks.
It is the highlight of my week. And then Fan Fiction Friday, I love. So
Yeah,
I like Fridays.
I didn't want to do anything today. And then I saw the email and I was like, sweetie, I think I'm doing a stream tonight.
Yeah, I don't have anyone to ask right now, so it doesn't matter.
I've been in a very bad headspace all week. And
I've been this way for like a month, but it just escalates. I think it's really the shortening of days is part of it, like I said, but
My dog's like, are you going to bed or what? Is that what it is?
no, I'm
Sometimes
drinking
she's
coffee,
literally like
so
that.
I'm gonna be up.
I don't know.
Are we doing any more sprints on this channel or?
I think I'm starting to get a little tired.
Okay.
And I need to, how do you do that? How do you, it's going to stop with the pro stuff really soon. But you have to turn it off, or how do you do that, Charlie? Because I don't know.
Charlie is royalty.
I'm definitely a queen. I will say that. I am definitely a queen. I was never a princess, though, and that's what makes me very, very sad. That's why I have so many plushies now. Are you talking about like in the StreamYard account?
Yeah, StreamYard Pro, because I bought it so I could have it for a month.
Because I just shifted my advertising budget for Facebook over here because I was like, it's much better. It's money much better spent doing the live streams than what I was spending on Facebook that did nothing. So
I don't know. I spend a bit of money, but I don't want it to sound like bragging, but I do a lot of things for other people that you would hope somebody would do, but they don't do. That makes sense. I'm very much that person. So
That's cool.
yeah, it can be, but
in Devon, a large chunk of my family are border hoppers who came down from Canada because it was too damn cold. They illegally immigrated in the 1800s and didn't stop until they ran into the swamp. And I figure they only stopped here because their wagon wheels got stuck in the mud.
I think I'm going to start a fan fiction like I don't know about who, but like who rescues the rescuer? So maybe like a person rescuing a superhero or something.
That's how my Princess Rescue Squad story started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sounds interesting.
For like a fan fiction.
Hmm.
I have to think of another one when I don't want to write Pokemon or the other story I'm writing on my Wattpad.
I feel like all I do anymore is just write fan fiction, but with original characters in it, and like adapt the setting over. Like I feel like that's all I do anymore.
Procrastinating.
I'm fine with.
Exactly. Procrastinating. That's what my Wattpad stories are.
But that's a great way to do it.
Well, sometimes you need to break.
Just
from other
other,
things, so.
yeah, it's true.
And I don't want to stop
That's what
writing
my art
altogether.
is. Well, when I procrastinate, I make art sometimes. Sometimes it's also just a means of relaxation.
Mhm.
You know, I was going to do something and it's not. It's very slow. My internet's very slow right now. I was going to try and find Cache's stream, but my
I have
internet's
a
being slow.
wrench. Let me go look for it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I can do that. It's better than sitting
This
here and
is very
bumping a
slow.
log. I always forget which channels I have a wrench on and which channels I don't, because
I feel like we've talked about so many different things tonight.
We sure did. I think I'm getting a mite tired.
You gonna shut it
I've
down?
also been up since. I think I might do that in a few.
All right. You're ready.
I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. No,
I'm
maybe more
7.
like 5:30 or so. Oof. So, yeah, I think I might do that. I also haven't had dinner, so
Oh no.
maybe I'll finally eat dinner.
Yeah, you should.
I haven't
Thank
either.
you, Charlie. I appreciate that.
I'm looking at BC Browns right now.
Well, I'm gonna head out then if you're gonna shut down.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming, Bonnie.
Yeah. And then I'll
appreciate
probably
it.
head over and watch BC.
Yeah, I just grabbed the link for that. I'm just about to put it in.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Might do that
Devin,
too for a little bit before I go to bed.
thank you, Devin. You're awesome.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. It is.
All right. You guys have a nice night.
Have a
You
good
too,
one.
Bonnie.
See you next Thursday.
All right. See
Bye.
you later. Bye. Oh, and then there were 2, right?
And then there were 2. And now we can just go wild and like throw a party. Woo!
While I slowly fall asleep.
See, that's the thing that I just don't.
I've been up since Friday.
So
What's that?
I don't sleep well. So I don't. I live in envy of people that are like, I get tired, I take naps. I'm like, you are the fortunate one. Stop complaining. Like you know what I would do to get tired and take a nap and like actually sleep? Like, just tell me about it. Was it good? Was the bed cozy? Was the blanket warm? Let me live vicariously through you, because I lay there and then my back spasms and I sit up and then my back spasms. I lay back down and my back spasms.
Stephanie says, quick, grab some coffee.
I'm going to do everything not to be a hummingbird on Saturday. I'm just concerned. I don't usually... the only times I stream that late are like not for productivity purposes. And it's not a chat stream. We're supposed to be productive. So I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
So I'll have to. I mean, I have something else I have to do tomorrow, but then I think I will have to do some planning as far as book writing planning.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get back to planning and writing soon because, like, my week has been like managerial all week. And I'm just,
I think just for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to bed very soon. I have to eat something first.
it will be fun, Stephanie. It's just I don't know how big the audience is going to be because I expect it to be bigger than my normal. Because the playlist, people that just are going from stream to stream to stream. But I feel like I have to be on my best behavior because it's all right if I mess up one of my streams, but this is technically on my channel and it's technically one of my streams. But like Jessica and Natalie have worked so hard putting this together, like I can't disappoint them.
I kind of felt the same way when I did the thing a few weeks ago. A virtual writers retreat. So I had a very short. There were two of us that had half-hour blocks, and I had a half-hour block.
I don't know. I've gotten used to.
It was interesting.
I've just gotten used to being able to invoke the Boimler effect when I just don't feel like doing stuff, and I can't do that on Saturday. Because
invoke the what effect?
The Boimler effect. The Boimler effect is the rule that you can just pad your time and do whatever you do as long as it's good to aid in you feeling better and eventually getting stuff done. It's a rule from the new Star Trek series, Lower Decks, which they do not sponsor me, but hey, CBS, hit me up. I definitely do ads for this. Like, Discovery's fine and Picard was fine, but Lower Decks is awesome. Like, Lower Decks is really good. Like, if you like Star Trek, it's really funny. It's really good.
I've heard that.
It is the most Star Trek that
more Star Trek than that other one was. Than that one that what's the guy from Family Guy and stuff.
Because JJ's Star Trek doesn't count.
No, I meant no. What's
the Picard series? The Picard series they did.
No, but there was one that was supposed to be funny but dramatic, and that was the guy from. I can't think of his name. Seth MacFarlane.
This is basically like.
The Orville.
Yeah, this is what the Orville wanted to be, because it couldn't use actual Star Trek words. Like I love the Orville. Like I love the Orville. The Orville was great, and it got canceled
I never got around to watching it somehow.
It's so good. It was such a good show, and it's really funny, but it doesn't forget what Star Trek is about. Like, these are the best of the best because they're in Starfleet, and they're not the people who fire first because diplomacy matters. Like, it remembers the heart of what Star Trek is, and yet finds a way to be amazingly funny. Last week's episode, I haven't watched tonight's yet. Tonight's the season finale, and we're going to watch that after the stream. But last week's episode, I have never felt more heard by a company ever, because one of the characters hacks the holodeck to do a movie based on their ship, so that she can play the villain in it. And it's all the lens flare, and it makes fun of J.J. Abrams so hard. Like, I've never felt more heard by a franchise just going, we messed up. That was terrible. We're sorry. Like, I've never felt more heard in my life. Like, they're probably still going to continue to mess up, but Discovery.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that so much in movies over the last, I don't know, 15, probably almost 20 years. It's kind of overdone, isn't it? The lens flare, the blue lens thingy.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. And it's so bad. Like, it's so just the way that they did it, because they go full in on, like, there's a moment where the ship goes to warp and it does that weird warp thing that they did in the movie. and all of the other characters are just like, that's not how warp drive works. Like, it's so funny. They did such a good job with it. It is a hilarious show. The Ferengi are great. The Klingons that they have on there are so funny. There's one of the characters is an Orion in Starfleet, and she is one of the greatest new characters I've ever seen. It as a Trekkie who is a proud Trekkie, it's classic. It's gold. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that the season is already over, but it's already been greenlit for 2 more seasons.
Oh, that's
so
good.
there will be more.
I have heard about it. Now I really want to see it.
Yeah.
Where does that play?
It's on CBS All Access, but I do believe they put the whole first episode up on the Star Trek YouTube channel for free.
Well, that would be helpful.
I do believe that they put up the first episode for free. It's either on the CBS All Access YouTube channel or the Star Trek YouTube channel, or both. But I think they put the first episode up for free, and if you just need to laugh, like, it's funny and it's poignant and it's really moving at times, but it's predominantly funny. Like,
that sounds really interesting. I have to look that up.
I'm so excited. I'm going to send you a thingy now so I don't forget.
What's that?
Natalie in chat said that she's going to be able to make it to the panel on Saturday. She's going to be on the stream.
That's cool. And so, sounds like it'll be quite a few people.
Which is great, because it was supposed to be quite a few people, and then everybody backed out.
Now you have more people.
And now I have people. Like, this is a solution that we can solve this.
Yes.
There you go. I just DM'd you the link to the stream reading. I think, I emailed you last Tuesday. I think I emailed you yours.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Natalie, I just sent you the link. So
yesterday.
I have no idea. Stephanie. It's why I stopped updating the thumbnail, because I put it up and then immediately, like, as soon as I scheduled it, I got my first notification. Oh, this person's not going to be on the stream with you. And I was like, okay. So I changed the thumbnail, and then I got another notification. Oh, this person's not going to be on the stream with you. So I changed the thumbnail again. And it was like that for like the first couple days. And I was just like, I'm sorry, but I'm not changing the thumbnail again until after the stream is done and I know who was there. I'll put everybody who was there's face on it afterwards, because I'm just tired of updating it. I can only do it so many times. I mean, I don't know why. I do know that 2 of the people that backed out have a lot more subs than I do, and I'm wondering if it was something like, I'm going to be on a smaller channel or something. I don't know, but I don't. I wish I knew. Because, like, I look at it this way. It was the gremlins messing with my depressive week, because, like, when you're in a dark spot and people are like, I don't want to be around you. Like, even if it's like they could have had medical emergencies for all I know, because I was never given a reason for any of it, so I don't want to impute bad thoughts on any of them, because I just don't know. But it did not help my brain. It did not help my brain.
Oh, okay. Hi. My dog is like, hi, love me. Hi, sweetie. So you can see her. Hey, down there. Oh, now you can see all my garbage. Where is she? Where's the dog? Oh my god. What's that?
We're gonna do this. Come on.
Hi.
Yep. Kitty.
You can see like this Tower of Totes.
Could I say Alexa Dunn's video, her Author 2 confession video, where she was like, look at the mess that my house is. Like, everybody thinks I'm so neat. I'm not. Here's a little bit of the mess of my house. I'm done now. That made me so happy because it was like, oh, Alexa Dunn is a human. Yay. She's one of us. She's always like so prim and proper and like perfect. And I was just like, I love it when people bring the facade down, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
And I also
here I am usually trying to finagle my laptop so that you can't really see the. Yeah. Can't really see the clutter.
yeah.
Because I'm as parents, we don't take care of our room. We take care of the kids' room, sure, the living room, the kitchen.
I just embrace the clutter. Like it's here. I'm a writer. I've got like resource books
There's always
all
so
around.
much to do.
Oh no, like most of the mess around me
Books
is like
around oh, okay.
I'm
Now I'm in her way. Okay. I'll get out of the way. There we go. Oh, now she's going to my side of the bed. Okay.
or my Tower of 1,001 journals because I keep telling
She's
myself I'm going to type them in.
I think she's also trying to insinuate, Mom, it's time to go to bed. Because she does that. I mean, she's literally walked back and forth between the bedroom and the living room when I'm working out in the living room, literally trying to tell me, Mom, go to bed. It's hilarious.
The dog does that. My dog does that to me too, but it doesn't work because I'm just like, that's nice, but I have a routine. Like I have to do this and that and the other thing, and then I can go to bed. Like I have things that I have to do in a precise order. Like I have a bedtime ritual and yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, Natalie, that's also why I like vlogs. So I have to say, my next week is going to be a mess. It's going to be a glorious mess.
A lot going on. I want to do vlogs, but I want to do filmed things because then I will ramble a heck of a lot less if I have something scripted. And so the ones that I have done worked a lot better because, especially in this last year, the ones that I have done were very scripted. Yeah, I'm looking at my Kanban board now because I'm reminding myself of the things that I want to do.
Of the things that I actually accomplished today, I have a list. Cover the face. I have a list of actual videos that I'm going to be making. I have a series that I'm going to be doing, and I'm very happy because
me too.
I want to do something other than just the vlogs. Like I like the vlogs, but I want to do other stuff too. But yeah, my vlog for this week is just going to be a hot mess, and I'm here for it. Like, I need to find all the video. Like, if you can get me B-roll, if anybody can send me B-roll of like tire fires and trash fires, like I really should have I should have filmed when the neighbor was almost burned their house down the other day, because that would be perfect for like the video, the vlog I'm doing this week. But like, I need all the B-roll of like garbage fires and trash fires. That's my life this week.
I really want to launch into a story, but I am definitely getting tired. I think
like I said, it's your
trying to
channel.
see what the hubby's doing. True. I think I will go ahead and close things down.
Alrighty.
So we can do some outros. Why don't you go ahead, Charlie?
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. If you don't know who I am Charlie. I write under the name of C.E. Dorset, and I have a lot of stuff coming out. I just started a new podcast today. It's called Myth Weaving. It is going to be about world building and writing and all of those wonderful things. And if you have any questions that you would like me to specifically address on there, be careful what you ask for, because it might turn into a series rather than just an episode, because I'm verbose. But I'm very excited, and it's up on most things now. It's still under review on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts, so it will be there eventually, but if you use any of the others, it's already there. And yeah, I do a lot of stuff. I stream every Wednesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and I will be a part of the Worldwide Write-a-thon this weekend. I will be on Vanessa D's channel at 3 p.m., and I will be on my own channel doing sprints at 10 p.m. with a lot of lovely people, including maybe somebody who's on camera with me right now, and several people who are currently listening to the sound of my voice. And I'm very excited about it, as well as just
Very cool.
nervous. But be on the lookout. There's a lot of short fiction that will be showing up from me soon.
Okay. And I am Heather Dewey Pettit, and let's see. I am a writer, editor, and artist, and as a writer, I've got a couple things going on, but one thing that I have been working on for a while is my first book, which is a young adult fantasy. And as an editor, I am a freelance editor specializing in copy editing and proofreading. I also do some other things like sensitivity reading. And let's see. As an artist, I am in the middle of starting an Etsy shop, and that is pretty much what's going on with me. I will be on Charlie Dorset's channel on Saturday night. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I do stream Tuesday and Thursday evenings from approximately 7 to 9 or longer. It's 10:21. Yeah, I won't be able to do that much longer here. But anyway, and that's pretty much it. If you are interested in my editing, I can be reached. I will link everything below. I will link some of your things as well, Charlie. I went into I went to your channel earlier. No, I'll link your channel below and stuff. So, have a good evening, folks. Have a good night, Charlie.
Have the fun.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Good night.
This is the stream that never ends.
Having trouble connecting. Oh, come on. So I'm still alive because I'm having trouble connecting.
Oh, that's too funny.
Please check it. Oh, God. Come
It's having trouble connecting.
Good night, Natalie.
This may be my favorite moment.
Eventually.
This may be my absolute favorite moment in streaming.
Come on.
Ciao, adieu, auf Wiedersehen.
I might just have to do what I did before and just X out of the browser window. And I'll fix it later. Such is my life.
Oh, StreamYard, we love
Such is my
you.
life. Natalie Locke says the world doesn't want me to go to bed.
It seems very obviously so. Like, no, Heather, tonight is your forever stream. Didn't you know?
I don't know. Maybe it is my forever stream.
Oh, this is making me unnaturally happy. I needed this moment right here. Mwah. This is just the chef's kiss on my day. This is wonderful.
Yeah. But I will try at least one more time here. I'm going to click on it
Guten Nacht.
and broadcast. We'll see what happens.
Guten Morgen, depending on where you are in the world. Sayonara.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Dobry dien.
I know a few things in goodbye.
I'm running out of languages that I know how to say goodbye in.
Does hola also mean goodbye?
I don't know. Doesn't aloha? Aloha. That's hello and goodbye, right?
Oh, aloha is aloha and goodbye. Apparently, I need that because it's still not ending the broadcast. Yeah. Good thing I have StreamYard Pro.
Yeah, because we get none of the bugs that are in the free version.
None, huh?
Kapla. There we go. Forgot to say it in Klingon.
I think it's my internet.
Jolan True. There we go. There it is in Romulan.
What is it in Klingon?
Generally Kapla. Have success. In let's see, in Vulcan it would be what? Vitakshalan, which, so yeah, well, that's according to the first movie. They've changed some of the rules of speaking Vulcan over the years, but I learned Vulcan before they did that, so
yeah, my brother was trying to learn what do you call it? What did we just say?
Klingon.
My brother was trying to learn Klingon back years ago.
Once upon a time, I used to write Klingon poetry, like actual poetry in Klingon.
Really?
Which was fun.
I bet.
I won an award for my poem Chilpuvasha, which means the unknown warrior, which is a poem about how one can actually achieve honor even if their name is not remembered. It was a lot of fun to write. I wish I still had a copy of it.
Yeah.
So are we just going to nope out and let it?
I think what I'll probably do is I will count down from 10 and then I'll just click out of the browser window and then I'll just deal with this in the morning.
Alrighty. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. I think I'll do that. Here we go. Let me do that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm sorry.
I got. Stop it. Okay, stop. Okay. Darn it. I started laughing. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Bye. Bye, Charlie. I'm clicking.